Hey, we live. Hey, welcome to the second episode of the OpenMind podcast. Just want to thank you guys for if you listened to the first one. If you did listen to the first one, I want to appreciate you. If you didn't, it's in the description down below. And I just want to thank you guys for welcoming us, me and my boy Isaiah, into your day right now with the Open Mind podcast.
Everybody? We back, episode 2.
Hey.
We're going to get straight into it. This episode, we're going to be talking about dimensions, third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and how like it plays into our everyday life.
Yeah.
So right now we're just going to talk about the third dimension. Third dimensional people.
Yeah.
Some people call them bots.
Okay.
For those that don't know, the third dimension is like basically when you growing up and everything that you learned, everything that you do, like you start learning it's all a lie.
All right.
So third dimension, aka fear,
Right.
Worrying about just stuff that doesn't really even matter.
Yeah.
So like how the news brings fear onto you. You worrying about what's going on in the news.
Right.
Worrying about celebrities.
Right.
About stuff that they're doing that doesn't even pertain to you. It's just third dimensional stuff.
Yeah, just third dimensional stuff and stuff that we've given a lot of attention to, and it's just a different time now to where we have to like shift in that mindset of like what do you give your attention to, what are you giving your energy to towards and stuff. So well, I know like third dimension, we're born into the third dimension. Like we're born into the third dimension, and in the fourth dimension, like we transcend in consciousness. In the fifth dimension, and it's more of just you're just a being at that point. You're just you don't put yourself in categories, you don't put yourself in classisms or nothing. It's just you're a being, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. What I hear a lot, and I like to think about in this everyday life.
Yeah, it's more than just this flab of meat.
glob of meat. Yeah. So yeah, that's like the importance of it, and it's a lot of, I know it's a lot of meditations out in the out there that'll like put you in this state of like the fifth dimension, and knowing that that you're everything, and knowing that like everything that you want, that you think you want, it's already within you. The universe is within us, like scientifically, like for real.
Because I think in the third dimension, it's like it's a lot of distractions. Like it's big distractions in third dimension. And we like growing up, we really don't, it's hard to really explain how to get out of the third dimension, because some people don't even realize they're in the third dimension or even know what these type of terms mean. But once you like, if you hear about like meditation or being still and just manifestation, stuff like that, talk like that with spirituality is like ascending dimensions.
Right.
So that's going to like the fourth and fifth dimension. But on the third dimension, once you realize what's really going on in the third dimension, it's hard to even go back.
Yeah.
So like once you start, manifesting and doing all these quote unquote spiritual, aka woke practices, like, and you try to go back to the third dimension of stuff you was doing, like partying, drinking all the time, abusing stuff, like you can't really go back.
Yeah, you can't. It's just it's a whole lot to wrap your head around too when you do try to go back and you try to like get back to your old ways and thought that was like that you was comfortable with that type of just lifestyle. But like when you actually transcend in consciousness, and I feel like it's just much needed today with all the things that's going on in the world and stuff like that. It's just much better. It's just much needed and stuff. So, and a lot of people are like, shifting their mindsets to where they're not like, they see through like the fear and negativity that the news will spread you and stuff like that. And it's just more of going within in those cases, and not entertaining what the celebrities are saying or what any the TV is saying and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just going off of your instincts, your gut, and there's a scale of consciousness. You know, like the bottom is like anger.
Oh, like a like a food pyramid or something.
Yeah,
like
that,
for consciousness.
right? It has the anger, it has fear, then it leads all the way up to love and freedom. I'm gonna try to put like a picture where we at right now, but
Yeah,
like
video.
yeah, but you're really you're really get into those states, like just like a flow state where you're just flowing with everything, and you're not trying as hard with stuff. You're just letting things happen, and you're just being in this world, and yeah, basically that's
to even expand on that with the thing when I first started like getting into the whole spirituality consciousness, I didn't really like that there was a lot of rules, quote unquote. Like it wasn't necessarily rules, but sometimes it just felt like I had to do certain things. Like I had to meditate, I had to eat vegan or whatever. But in reality, you really don't have to do all that.
right.
Like you really just got to try to find what works best for you, and try to like incorporate these little practices into your life and just make it into your own twist on it.
Yeah.
Because and to backtrack or to move on a little bit, recently, like a study, I don't know if this is accurate. This is all. I might link the description of the evidence of it, but they said scientists had found that the universe was moving into like some dead point or something like that, and that like it's a shift in consciousness or something. So they were saying somebody had said that the coronavirus was really like the reason why they're incorporating like isolations inside homes was so more people would like get in touch with their consciousness and all that. And that was a pretty cool point. Like I never thought of it that way, but that was just pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like when I was thinking about it.
Yeah, it definitely forces people to be still, and that's the thing. Like I like with just the balance of just good and bad. You know, it's of course going to be people out there that's not having the best time being quarantined, but it's a lot of people that's out there that's saying, yo, this quarantine is the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, now I'm like realizing a lot of traumatic or things that happened to me growing up, or you know, just going more within yourself or connecting with your family on a another level and stuff. And yeah, that's definitely the I wouldn't even say agenda, because it's like not an agenda, but it's just the way the world is going to in this like shift of consciousness, you know, not because nothing's the same anymore. Like life is not really the same anymore. Like
you could feel it. Like you don't even have to look at it. Like it's just something different.
Yeah,
I can't really explain it, but it's just something different going on.
It's just it's just something different, and it's forcing people to, I don't know, look at other things from different perspectives now, and not be as so on the move and on the go, but be more still with themselves and just, I guess, know themselves more. And I feel like that's like one of the important things about being here on this earth is like just knowing yourself more. And like what I did, like what you was also saying with the spirituality is like there's no really set of rules with it. It's like it's just honestly it's just a better way of thinking at that point, you know, like with meditating and stuff like that. That's why they not enforce it to do it, but like want you to do it, like meditate and do like different stuff that'll just put you in the moment and you know, be still, just so you can be aware of your thoughts and know how powerful your thoughts are and how they like shape your reality.
Yeah, because like you could really just, if you really want something, if you really like think about it, if you really like put your mind, you change how you think your thoughts, how you structure your thoughts in your head, like you could really honestly just get it.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Like that's anything.
For sure.
So like when you're like manifesting certain things, you, in a sense, it's your ego a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But everybody needs their ego a little bit, like here and there. But once you like manifest certain things and you start thinking a certain way, like your whole reality will change.
Yeah, for
literally,
sure.
like just like that. It's really easy. It's harder it's easier said than done. Once you really like understand that
Mm-hmm.
in your head, then everything starts following.
Mm-hmm. Bro, like I started meditating and just like reading more spiritual books and just trying to fill my knowledge up on spirituality. Shout out to Spiritual Soul and Daylight, you
Oh
know,
yeah, shout out to them boys.
dudes that like, you know, enhance my way of thinking and the way I look at life now in a certain perspective. But, you know, I started like a year ago. It was like meditating and just being to spirituality and was expecting like quick results, you know, like in a week, like I'm supposed to be this different person because I'm meditating and I'm thinking different. But like I can say just just now I'm really feeling like the effects from it, like and just being aware of my thoughts and not letting that, not dwelling on it, because that's the thing about, you know, meditation. It puts you in the moment and it makes you just see your thoughts and the ego is like so sneaky also. Like the ego is so sneaky in some ways, but the ego also helps you in certain ways. So yeah, what do you think about like
Well,
the
when you were talking about egos, like you got to be careful too, cause I know it'd be a lot of spiritual egos. Like you could go on YouTube and you look at a certain YouTubers. Like if you start watching their videos, they'll be saying like it'll just make you feel like that their way of thinking or whatever is supposed to be like you're supposed to do this. That's what I was talking about, them rules, because a lot of these people do have spiritual egos and you gotta let that go, because we're all thinking different. Like nobody knows really what you like. I don't know what you really thinking about or how your thoughts work, and you don't know how I really think about. So like how can you tell me to do a certain thing? That's why I was saying you just gotta incorporate your own thoughts and just what works for best for you, and you can spread that knowledge to somebody else and they can use it, but they don't got to do every single step that you do.
right?
So like yeah, just find your own way in this like spirituality if you're interested in it, because I don't suggest like it don't have to be, everybody doesn't have to be technically spiritual or necessarily woke, just but self-improvement and stuff like that, like freeing your mind or whatever, that's like what it's not, that's like some positive.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. And yeah, that's what I gotta say about that.
Yeah, that's so important that you said to like let people do their own thing with spiritual. It's good to like take the stuff out of like certain things, like, oh, okay, this person meditates or this person does yoga or something like that, and it's just cool to like take those things out, but like don't put it in a way that you're in a box again. You know, that's the point of
because like
that.
even with meditation, because meditation is different for everybody, so you don't necessarily have to just sit in silence. For some people, their meditation may be just listening to some calm music, could be going for a morning jog. Like meditation comes in different forms, but you can incorporate that with anything. Like you can do meditation different type, like it's so much information about that, like you don't have to just stick to one thing.
For
just
sure,
find what works best for you.
For sure, and that is one of the points of, I feel like, being quarantine now and just like this different way of life. Like I feel like you have to like switch it up in a way. You have to like try new things that you've never did. Like yeah, it's so possible doing like meditations by like just playing the piano and stuff like that, just whatever that's gonna put you in the moment, and whatever that's gonna, because like that's all that really matters, is that moment, you know, because we're sometimes thinking about the past, sometimes thinking about the future, or trying to do stuff in our present and stuff, but you know, just being still and being aware of those things is like it creates like it just gives you a different mind shift, you know. It gives you a different way to look at things, and the way you are with the relationship you have with yourself.
Yeah, because
So
we're bigger than just this human form. Like scientists, I think this is a quote, this is a verse J. Cole has said in one of the songs. He was like, science can tell us how, but they can't tell us why. Like we don't understand why we're here. We're not here for that long. I mean, what the average person lives for about what? Average man in America is about 80 years old, 77, 80 years old. And we're 80, so the average person is 80 years old on this planet. and Earth has been here for supposedly like over hundreds of thousands of years. So I mean, we're really not even here for that long. So you might as well just enjoy it, or try to just, you don't even have to take it so seriously, because everybody's experience is different. You could choose to take this life serious, or you don't have to. Like, nobody's who gave no, it shouldn't be any rules about all that. So
Yeah.
just find what find your middle ground,
Yeah.
your balance or whatever, and like everything should follow. I keep saying it, but it's so true.
Yeah, the balance is so important, and just, I think, just not necessarily being distracted, because the world has put us in a way of like not really just being more distracted than we are like going within ourselves. Like, I always think like how, like, back in the day and stuff like that, people I look up to, like Jimi Hendrix and stuff, like how he was probably playing the guitar every day and advancing on his skill and stuff like that. And now it's like it's just so many distractions, but it's almost like it in a way also is like, just that balance. You can find the good in it, and you can find, the bad in it, what's like so important. And I feel like that the balance is what we need in our lives, and just knowing that, none of those things are like, I ain't gonna lie,
You don't
I'm
know,
all over the place.
Yeah, but anyway, but I mean, the world, when you was talking about distractions, I think you think the world maybe is balancing itself out, because right now it's a lot of bad going on, but it's some good. You can always find good in something.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the world might be balancing itself out right now, because it's a lot of distractions. But then again, while all this stuff is going on, people are raising their consciousness.
That's true.
So that's a good with a negative. So that might be a balance there. But I don't really know what direction the world's going into, or what any of this is going to, because this reality is just weird. Like, you can't. It's just crazy. Like, why are we even here?
Yeah.
Why? Like, none of us. Nobody knows what happens when you die.
That's
100%. And we don't know what happened before we were born. We don't know anything. We just put out there. Yeah. So it's just really like crazy. This everything about this is just crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like growing up more, like, you start to like question those things. Like, dang, like, what am I here for? Like, what am I supposed to be doing and stuff? But it's crazy. I was thinking yesterday how, like, I don't know, like, how important like our existence is, like, on this earth. Like, it's like an everyday thing, just because we've been experiencing it for years. But like, I don't know, like, I feel like our existence is like so much. I know it is so much bigger than why we here in a way and stuff like that.
But yeah, when you saying that, and then at the same time, it's no purpose, it's no point. So like that's like what's the saying, nothing's into something, like how we try to make things matter when nothing matters. So that's like the concept of money. Like, when you really think about it, if we didn't have money, if we didn't have money at all, how could you make certain things matter? So like, if everything was like free or whatever, you could just get it. Like, it holds no value technically. So I was kind of going back and forth with my brain with it. I was trying to figure out, like, what if money didn't exist, or none of that existed? I know they do trades and stuff, but what would we put our values towards? Right. So if we put our, like, I don't know where I'm going with this either, but it was just a weird thought. I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah. If we didn't, like, if money didn't exist and stuff like that, it in a way, I really don't know. Like, I feel like, just being here and having like certain ownership of stuff, you just need some type of exchange and some type of way of money. But I just know, like, how the economy is now, to where it's like everything it seems like it's more expensive, and you gotta work twice as hard sometimes just to get,
at least in America.
In America, I know it's the things you want.
All right. I'm a totally switch gears a little bit. When you was talking about in America, see, I know a lot of people complain in America about a lot of stuff. I know, depression and all that. But like, for those, like, when we really sit here and think about it, in other countries, there's countries out here where they walk 20 miles or whatever to get dirty water to drink. And we could go to the store and buy a gallon of water for 89 cents. You don't even gotta buy it. You could just steal it, to be honest, and get away with it.
That's true.
And it's like, man, like just simple, just small things like that. Like we don't really take for granted, or we don't really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So like I think we Americans especially, we really gotta start appreciating just the little stuff like that. It's bad stuff going on, but let's just keep it real. We could buy a whole meal for $1 here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even
Which
GMO regardless, but still we can do it.
Which is wild. Yeah, which is wild, and that's one of the things about, you know, being in America, and like that's what I'm saying. It's not, and agreeing with you also is like it's not all bad. You know, it's not all bad, but it's like definitely the perks in it and stuff like that, and things that should be changed, and like different, like the programs, like school, like the school system, and things like that. Like I feel like that should be like direction in a different way to, like, I don't know, just so we can evolve, like to I say to our fullest potential, but like I feel like the fullest potential is like infinite. It's probably like,
who knows? I was just finna say that. Like I was saying, like it's probably gonna go forever, cause you know with most times people don't really see changes and stuff until after they die or whatever. Like you saw, for example, what MLK never did see the integration is with black and white people until after he died before it happened. Mm-hmm. So like, and that's kind of crazy too, how like most people don't even like love you till you gone, or whatever. They show love until you like not here no more. And that's going back to that subject you was talking about, just being in the moment and really appreciating now everything that we have now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're not here for that long. Like 80 years is not really that long.
Yeah, it's not.
Like I'm sorry. Like I don't want to. I'm sad. I feel sad for people who commit suicide. You know, I don't really understand what they going through or whatever, but like we really, like, for those who are like contemplating about it, like we just keep it going. Like we're not here for that long. It's gonna be, just ride it out.
Keep it pushing, and that's what I'm saying. Like even with that, like the whole, I know suicide the rates have gone up since, you know, this, you know, weird time we've been in, and some of those people is just like, they're just like done with it. They're just like out of here, you know, and yeah, that's definitely a nice way to put it. Just keep it pushing, and just try to.
Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah,
nothing lasts forever.
And one thing I notice about like the bad situations and stuff like that is like, I like every time I'm going through something bad, now I am, you know, with the thought processes I be trying to have now, is just like, whatever I'm going through bad now, like I'm so in expectation of something good to happen, just because of like that yin yang, like I always say it, but just that balance of good and bad. Like it's almost like you can't have all good, you know, all good. You're gonna have, you know, the bad. It's heaven and hell. Like it's been in the beginning of time to where, but you choose where you want to, like, you know, place your thoughts and place your mind into, and sometimes you can suffer, and sometimes you can think about it and say, yo, I don't need to suffer. Like I'm thinking like this bad thought right now. Like why am I thinking it? And I feel like that awareness is like the first step into something, like it's the first step into like just a better way of thinking, you know, because how I did want to start the podcast on how powerful our minds are, and how we say like everything just shapes our reality and stuff. Just different, a better thought process is what's important. And then you can like shift over to the fifth dimension, to where, you know, your heart is more important than your mind, and the energy that's flowing throughout your body is like it's like infinite, you know. It's where you just connect with like the universe, and, you know, different stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, for those who don't know what the fifth dimension is, it's kind of like when the soul leaves the body, astral projection and all that. Like astral projection is like when you're sleeping, well, you're like in a state where you're like almost sleep, but you're conscious, so you could be falling asleep, but your brain is still, you know, your brain is like still on. So they were saying like you could literally, your consciousness can leave the body, and you could travel across the world in the astral plane.
That's wild.
And personally, I've never done it, but I'm pretty sure it's true. I'm pretty sure you can.
Well, yeah, it's just cool too, like with astral projection and dreams overall, how they'll give you like these messages in a way, and like, you know, if you like really pay attention to your dreams and think into it, I love dreaming and trying to think like, all right, so how does that relate to my life now, and definitely being those different dreams. I had a dream one time, like I was in a dream, and then I thought I woke up and was still in the dream.
Yes, man. Like Inception, that
Yeah,
movie where
like
you're a
in
dream
Inception.
within a dream.
I thought I woke up from the dream, but then I woke up again. I was like, oh, that was like a dream inside of a dream, and it had me like looking around, like, yo, is this a dream right now? It had me pinching my skin.
That's
and
gotta
stuff.
be, these dreams gotta be confirmation that it's something after death. Like, it has to be. Ain't no way a creator would just create us and just give us dreams and all this sort of types of consciousness, feelings and stuff like that, and just have us die into a black screen.
Yeah,
like that would suck.
Yeah, that would suck. And one thing I like what Alon Watts was saying, like he would say like, after, like in the afterlife, you know, if there is an afterlife, you know, how he's gonna be like, wow, I got to experience like all that. I got to experience different emotions. I got to be happy this day. I got to be sad this day, and I got to be, and I went through this on this day. You know, it's just it's all the experience at the end of the day. It's all just like, you have to look above the experiences and stuff, and that's part of being in that fifth dimension perspective in a way, I guess.
Yeah, all you gotta do is open your mind. I hope that didn't sound corny, but
very corny, but yeah, for sure, open your mind to like different ways of thinking. You know, it's going to lead you in places that you never thought you would go, and it beats money, it beats all these things, all these materialistic things, all the external things. You know, I just know like within is like you have everything, you know, you have
got
access.
all the tools.
Yeah, you have all the tools to
need.
get the external things, and it's just keeping your mind like to not let the external things like control you and control your thoughts and your actions and the way you know, act towards people and stuff like that, you know. Just give that stuff more awareness at the end of the day.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna wrap it up right there.
That was 30 minutes?
Yeah, I think that's a good 30 minutes right
Yeah,
there.
we was all over the place in this episode, but
talking about dimensions and everything.
Yeah, man. We definitely want to go more in depth with these topics. Of course. For sure.
But that's it. That's a wrap for episode 2. We're gonna be back for episode 3 soon. You know, check out our channel on YouTube. Check out podcasts. We're gonna be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We'll be on all those platforms. And yeah, that's it.
All right, peace out.